Mel Gray, number 30, and Kevin Mack, number 27 out of Clemson, are the deep people for Los Angeles to accept a kickoff from Dave Trout. Of course, David got himself in the record book last week with 19 points in the ball game against Birmingham, and the 5 field goals tied a USFL record. So David ready to hammer it, and Kevin Mack now making an appearance for the Los Angeles Express, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him get to play some, because so far Los Angeles has not shown a power back that can get you the real tough yardage. Here's a high hanging kick. It'll be Mel Gray, a rookie out of Purdue. And Gray is down at the 16. Never really got a chance to turn upfield as Mike Johnson from Virginia Tech came in a hurry. So now let's look at the Los Angeles Express as Steve Young comes out at 6'2", 200 pounds, and the much heralded rookie out of BYU. I guess you know just about everything you need to know about him, and his salary, of course, has become the big fascination. In the backfield behind it will be the H-back will be David Hersey, 6'2", 225. He's a rookie out of Tulsa. Kevin Nelson out of UCLA, and Kevin at 5'11", 190. And JoJo Townsend, the wide man. The big guys up front are all young, but they're big and they're just developing. And here's the first play of the ball game for Kevin Nelson. And Nelson shoots through over the right side and gets up across the 20 to the 23. Philadelphia opens up with this defensive alignment. The 3 thick guys up front who had a big game last week against Birmingham, Fuller, Kugler, and Fielder. Bunning, Howard, Mills, and Cooper, the linebackers. The secondary, they didn't work hard last week, I didn't think. Sutton, Lane, Gibson, and Lush, because Birmingham didn't put any pressure on them. Second play of the ball game, again the run with Nelson carrying. And Kevin is across the 25, near the 26, and close to a first down. We're having a little audio trouble here, so if you just get everything cranked up and get it started, we'll get things working out. I'm having a little trouble telling whether I'm working or not. Ball is out to the 27, where it is a first down for the Los Angeles Express.
By the way, it's obvious that they're trying to establish a running game before Steve Young drops back to pass.
On first down with Gray in the backfield, he swings it out to Gray. He's got 2 people in front of him. Number 57, Mike Ruth of the center, coming off the tackle, and the big Texan was out there in a hurry to throw a block for him, and he moved the football out near the 33, where Sam Mills brings him down.
Well, you see Mel Gray step out to the outside, setting up this screen. And personally, I said it early in our opening, Keith, I don't believe screens work when you just line up and throw them right away in the ball game, especially against a team like the defense of the Philadelphia Stars, which will move across the field very well. You have to stretch them long.
This is Nelson looking for some daylight, and Kevin is close to a first down as he's near the 37-yard line. Grover Clemmer comes over and marks him right about the 37. He's going to be close. They'll bring the change in to measure. The crowd is not what Philadelphia has been drawing. Of course, this is that rather special day in the springtime, Mother's Day. And though I see some people still coming in, it's an absolutely gorgeous day in the Philadelphia area. The change coming in for the measurement.
Be about a few inches short, no? Like an inch, though.
It lacks an inch. You heard Burl Sorgan is the referee. He is out of Fairfax, California. John Bradley, the umpire. Jack Pitkus, the head linesman. Dave Hedman, the line judge. Chet DeStefano, the back judge. Grover Clemmer, the side judge. And Wesley Ward is the field judge. Jim Mora standing there in the bright sun with his team. And he has, as I said at the very beginning, been working very hard this week, selling his team, worried about a letdown after the big win over Birmingham. It is third down. Los Angeles on the year, about 39% in third down conversions. Young takes the snap, punches ahead, and he will have the first down. Not afraid to call his number.
No, he's not. In a situation like that, he's only trying to get an inch. He calls his number. He stays in close to his own offensive line. It's just one less handoff you have to make. And Steve Young, at 6'2", 200 pounds, is the kind of guy that will fight for a tough inch or even a tough yard if necessary.
Now going in is David Hersey, number 81. He had come off for that one play. JoJo Townsell goes back in. Townsell is the leading receiver at 5'9", 180 out of UCLA. JoJo may not be the fastest man, but he is the fastest among the receivers.
He is also the leading receiver on this team. Steve likes to go to him a lot, but that presents a problem if they get too much into that tendency.
This is Nelson trying to sweep it, and a good play by number 56, George Cooper, an outside linebacker out of Michigan State. Cooper is 6'2", 220, but he is, like all of the Philadelphia linebackers, they have tremendous mobility. If you're going to go wide with them and play them east and west, you're just simply not going to handle it.
Well, what they have, Keith, is lateral speed. They move well along the line of scrimmage, playing off blockers, getting to the outside to make the tackles. We saw last week in the game against Birmingham, all four linebackers look like dancers, just sliding down that line, making tackles.
2nd down and 7. Young back to throw it, gets it over the middle, and the pass is complete. Caught by Darren Long at tight end, a rookie out of Cal State Long Beach. He makes the catch under pressure and puts it on the Philadelphia side of the field for a first down. Now, as you look at this, it's worth pointing out, I think, Len, that Darren Long is new at that position.
He is new at that position, but even more important than this one play, I thought there was a little pass interference on the play, but the officials didn't call it. He maintained his concentration, picked up the ball, and you see the way he's fighting for the yards. They're going to need that kind of effort all day long against a tough defensive team.
The one thing you can't do is let Philadelphia get a couple of touchdowns in front, because the defense will just simply not give you anything. You have to earn everything you get against them. The gain is from near the 48 down to about the 45. Kevin Nelson carrying, Cooper and Mills the tackle.
Pointing out a little bit of possible strategy here in the game, Keith. We talked about JoJo Townsell being the number 1 receiver. He won't be alone much of this ball game. I think the secondary will stay very close to him, trying to take away that main weapon. And also, they will be testing out this young offensive line just to see how good they are, where they're strongest.
Fred Scott on a fly. Young under pressure, runs away from the pressure. Mills is after him, gets the pass away, incomplete. The pass intended for Tony Bodie swinging out of the backfield. There were 2 stars chasing Young, and they ran him all the way into the sideline. Mike Lush was one of those who blitzed on it coming out of his free safety spot.
Well, before I could get to the part about the Philadelphia team having a full package of blitzes, Mike Lush comes in on a safety blitz. Steve Young was doing a good job driving this team down the field, just nickeling and diming his way down. So Vince Tobin calls the blitz, throws Steve Young off his game, put a little bit more pressure on him.
Malcolm Moore, Scott, and Townsell, wide receivers. Young with time to throw, goes down the middle with it and gets the pass into the hands of David Hersey, his H-back, and he's got a first down at the Philadelphia 33, and that time he drilled the ball.
He certainly did. And you and I, Keith, we talked about the game before it started, and in discussing this offensive line, we both agreed that if they gave Steve Young enough time to throw the football, this team had a very good chance of putting points on the board, possibly in a position to upset this team. So far in this drive, the offensive line has handled the rush of Kugler, Fielder, and Fuller.
Ball goes to Kevin Nelson over the right side. Nelson inside the 30, close to the 27. So that's a pickup of 5, close to 6 yards by Nelson. If you can get 5 yards per carry on the ground, you're going to beat somebody. Nelson comes off. Hersey goes back in. Mel Gray will be the lone remaining back. John Hadle, the coach of the Los Angeles Express, his first adventure as a head coach. And there have been some rough seas. And Hersey, as the line comes up to set, Hersey jumps and makes contact with George Cooper, and that's 5 against Los Angeles, and I have no reason why in the world he did that.
Number 81, offense.
It wasn't so much a jump. He took off as if you were running a race in a track meet. And I think the reason, Keith, and of course I'm not down there to know for sure, is that Steve Young probably had the snap count. As soon as he walked up to the line, he was going to call the snap count. And he walked up, Hersey just anticipated and took off.
And it cost him 5.
There's also the possibility of somebody on the defensive team calling signals.
2nd down and 10. Ball at the 33 of Philadelphia. Now the pressure of the ball game, and the Stars are blitzing. And they got him. First man through was Glenn Howard.
Steve Young came up, looked over the defense, and you could see that he was checking off. Watch him as he takes the ball back. He had looked over the line of scrimmage, looked over the defensive line, looked down to his receiver, and was signaling to him, alerting him he was calling an audible, probably picked up that blitz, but there was nothing he could do about it. 67 Pete Kugler, 51 Glenn Howard the linebacker, in on the sack.
Ball comes back to the 41 of Philadelphia, a loss of 8. They give that ball to number 30, Mel Gray, who's a speedster out of Purdue. And Gray tries to sweep it over the left side, and he is well short of the first down as Antonio Gibson, the strong safety, runs him down and makes the tackle.
He was running behind number 62, Durrett, and Jones trying to get some blocking, trying to stay behind his blocking to the outside, but not enough for a first down.
Tony Zendejas comes in, the place kicker for Los Angeles, for a 47-yard field goal try. 3 out of 5 beyond the 40 and up to the 49-yard line. So between 40 and 50, Tony is 3 out of 5. Got enough leg on it, but it is wide right. Wide right. Ball did not hook back in for him, and so the Los Angeles Express, holding the football for quite a long time, got as far as the 33, then a sack and a penalty and a missed field goal. Los Angeles held the football 7 minutes and 13 seconds and came away with no points. Now, there's an important point, I think, right there, where Philadelphia has been dynamite over the last 4 games in the first half, outscoring the opposition 99-3. So the Stars go to work. And Chuck Cucina on first down swings it out to Kelvin Bryant. And Bryant is out of bounds at the 33. Ball moving from the 30 up for 3 yards.
Chief, Chuck Cucina is down on the ground, holding his left arm. He took a pretty good hit as he released that ball on the screen. He was trying very hard to set this up, let the defensive secondary move back. Again, on first down, throwing the screen. It's kind of a touchy play, and he's just slammed down to the turf by number 79, Charles Ussery.
Second down and 7, Philadelphia. Cucina stays in, stung, but hanging in. That's Folsom, the tight end, in motion. Cucina gives the football to Kelvin Bryant. Number 75, George Achika, nails him just short of the line of scrimmage. In fact, rolls him back inside the 30. Cucina, almost 65% in his passing, as you see, 64-4, for 2,312 yards. Joined in the backfield by David Riley, Kelvin Bryant, Willie Collier, Scott Fitzke of the wide people. And it's Oates, Gilbert, Oates, Comiskey, Eatman, and Folsom, the big guys up front. Donovan comes in now on third down and 10 after Bryant was stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and Cucina on a deep drop gets some pressure, gets his pass away. He's got Fitzke wide open, and he's got a first down at the Los Angeles 47-yard line and a penalty flag on the field.
Scott Fitzke did a real good job of scrambling once Chuck Cucina was on the run.
Holding, number 54, defense, penalty decline, first down.
Howard Carson, middle linebacker for Los Angeles, caught holding, and so Philadelphia obviously will take the play since it was good all the way to the Los Angeles 47, and the Stars now are sitting on the LA side of the field. That is a typical Cucina play.
Typical Cucina play. The front 4 of the LA Express did a good job of putting pressure on him, but he got away, found the receiver, an old classmate from Penn State downfield to pick up the big third down play.
Your Penn State alums are very obvious in the Philadelphia lineup, but the USC alums are very obvious on the Los Angeles side of the field as well. We've got a timeout called, and while they talk, let's watch this. George Achika and Charles Ussery, Eddie Weaver. That's Washington, 2 USCs and a Georgia up front. Danny Rich, Howard Carson, Kevin Turner, the linebackers. Henderson, Justin, Drain, and Mitchell, the secondary. It's first down Philadelphia at the Los Angeles 47, and Fitzke goes in motion. That's Kelvin Bryant. And they got him again. Making the play is Fletcher Jenkins out of Washington with help from strong safety Dwight Drain.
Well, number 33, Dwight Drains, came up to force his play. As we take a look at the right side of the offensive line, charging out, trying to open up a hole. You see Eatman hits him here, turns him inside, and Kelvin just didn't see which way his blocking was going. Went inside with the ball instead of bouncing to the outside, where Irv Eatman was trying to open up the hole for him. Drain made the tackle, was in on it, almost just by mistake.
So it's second down and 12 after the loss of 2 yards for Bryant. Bryant's lost 6 yards now and 2 carries. Fusina rolls it out, play action, throws it downfield. Good to Steve Folsom, tight end. Folsom's got a first down as he goes to the Los Angeles 32.
Well, obviously, the Philadelphia Stars feel they can throw against this team early. They're running their play-action passes off the success or the reputation of a running game, finding their tight end Folsom open right down the center. The safeties for this LA Express team have a great deal of run responsibility, Keith. They've been known to come up and play the run very hard, but when they see that run, they can come up for the play-action fake. The tight end can get down in the middle of the field behind him very quickly.
Give it to the big guy, Riley, and David, who had a shoulder bruise in last week's win over at Birmingham, bangs into the middle and maybe has a yard as he moves near the 31. I was trying to watch. See, Tyrone Justin looks like he's going to come up and try to play Willie Collier man. And that's quite a challenge.
That would be quite a challenge. Tyrone Justin has good athletic ability, but he's been picked on, victimized quite a bit by receivers throughout this season.
Collier's out of there right now as Fusina drops the throw, sets up a screen for Kelvin Bryant, and Bryant's on his way. Steps out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Well, Kelvin Bryant did a great job that time of reading his blocking. Watch it as the screen sets up. The block he gets on the outside. I believe that was by number 70, Oates. Right there, just knocks out the corner. He makes a great move right there on Wyman Henderson. Gets to the sideline and jumps out of bounds because he had no place to go. But an excellent job of reading and running by Kelvin Bryant.
And it's first down and goal to go. Philadelphia. The ball is sitting just inside the 9. So the Stars continuing to move the football so well in the first half of play. This is their first offensive possession. And you've got a timeout call, this time by Philadelphia. As Fusina looked over the personnel he had on the field, looked at the defense he was facing, didn't like either, call time. Doesn't have what he wants.
He doesn't want to make a mistake inside the 10-yard line. You're in scoring territory. He has a first down. You want to come over to touchdown, so that's very important. Smart move on this part.
Herbert Harris goes in motion. 6'2", 200-pounder, and penalty flag. Dot the turf. He's got 7 seconds remaining on the clock, so somebody must have moved.
Interference with the offensive center, number 75, defense.
Well, Los Angeles continuing to make mistakes. They had a 5-yard penalty called on them when they had the ball going the other way and looking strong doing it. Now they've made really an unnecessary move here as Achika made contact with the center.
He said unnecessary interference with the center. I wonder what he means by that. Was he touching the football or?
Well, he was pretty close.
Yeah.
It looked like he was almost touching the man. Jeff Rodenberger comes in now, and he lines up on the left side. And when he's in there, that very often means run, but he won't this time. It's Fusina throwing, end zone, touchdown. Ken Dunnick, tight end.
1983 saw Chuck Fusina come to the Philadelphia Stars from a backup role with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, gaining confidence as the season progressed, relying a great deal on the running game of 1983. But 1984, it's been the leadership and the confidence of Chuck Fusina throwing the football. That was the first touchdown also by Ken Dunnick this year.
It's a formation at least, that normally means sweep. That time they just shift him over to the left side. Fusina rolled right. Man was wide open. Dave Trout in for the extra point, and it's no good.
Oh, David, that's unlike you. Missed that one clean. Oh, David Trout is usually very consistent. We'll see how it affects him on this kickoff after the touchdown when we return.
The fourth extra point miss of the season by Dave Trout. 6-0 Philadelphia Stars. 4:27 to play, first quarter. Kevin Mack, 27, and Mel Gray, 30, the deep people. And Trout's kick is high and goes to Gray from the 3. Last time he returned it 13 yards. Goes to the sideline this time and gets up across the 20 near the 25. Bill Hardy of Virginia Tech, the man that brought him down. Determined to stop the running game, and they did, but they paid for it by leaving Fusina some time and room. On first down from the 25, Young's pass is whipped upfield. The pass is caught by Darren Long, the tight end, his second reception of the day, and it's good for a first down to the 39. Picked up 14 yards.
Well, Steve Young picked up right where he left off when he had control of this offensive team, throwing the football, moving them down the field, and he is moving the ball straight down the field, getting it over number 54, the middle linebacker, Sam Mills, to his tight end, Darrell Long. I think we're going to have to see Philadelphia blitz a little bit more because it certainly hasn't thrown him off his game just by rushing 4 people.
Brody goes in motion. Ball pitched out to Mel Gray. Gray with good foot speed, but not that big at 175 pounds. Runs into Sam Mills after he picked up about 3. Maybe I'm going to give him 3 yards on the carry. The tight end situation for the Express. Ricky Ellis hurt. Mike Sherrod hurt. And, of course, Gordon Hudson hasn't played at all.
Mel Gray is a rookie out of Purdue, and he starts going to the outside. We talked about the linebackers, how well they slide. 54, Sam Mills, who is an inside linebacker, made that tackle after a 4-yard gain all the way on the sideline.
Ball is sitting up on the 43. Young to throw, pressure on, tipped away from Cooper. Throws to the sidelines and throws it out of bounds. He had JoJo Townsell. That's the first time today he's tried to get it to JoJo. He holds the USFL record with 249 yards receiving in a game. Got it against Memphis.
Cooper had those crosshairs, I thought, planted right on the left shoulder of Steve Young as he came in from his outside linebacker position, Keith. And as Steve took a little step forward, Cooper realigned his charge, and then Steve backed up, headed towards the sideline.
Malcolm Moore is in. He's 6'5", 210. Darren Long is out. They're double wide to the bottom of the picture, out of the shotgun on third down and 6. Catch is made by Malcolm Moore, but he did not get the first down.
He did not get the first down. The officials marked it just short of it. He caught the pass. And I didn't see who that was that came up to make the tackle, but he came up from behind, did not let Malcolm get planted.
Well, Malcolm should have gone past the yard marker.
Well, he should have gone past
around.
the yard marker. Now, that's, I think, is his inexperience at this present time.
Jeff Partridge in, averaging just over 38 yards. Kicks it high, wants to kill it as deep as possible. It's a knuckleball that kicks out of bounds just inside the 25. They'll mark him out at the 24. So he only got 26 yards on that punt. Philadelphia will go to work at the 24, first down. All right, Chuck Fusina now from his 24. Last time he had the ball, he went right on down the field, 70 yards. They give it to Kelvin Bryant again, and again the Los Angeles defense is stacked against the run. Bryant maybe has 2.
Danny Rich, number 53, and number 75, George Achika, were the men on the stop. This front line of the front defensive line is doing a great job against the run and putting pressure on Fusina. He gives off to Bryant there, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. There's not a whole lot of room for him to go as he has to struggle to get those 2 yards.
Second down and 8. Ball just outside the 26. Los Angeles right now showing a 5-man front with an outside linebacker stepping up. Give it to Bryant. Bryant cannot get loose. Again, David Howard filling the hole from his linebacking position. He is a rookie out of Cal State Long Beach. He's been gimpy, and he is back now feeling healthy, and he's a very, very active linebacker for the Express. Michigan and New Orleans now have gone into the second quarter of play in their game at the Superdome with no score. I wouldn't have expected that.
it's a big game for both those two teams, and they're struggling.
Houston, after losing successive overtime games, came back last night to win big, 47-26. You've seen a 5 out of 5 in his passing for 69 yards. Going to put it up again. And he goes to the sidelines to Fitzke, and Fitzke pulls it in. And he's got a first down for the Stars just beyond the 38-yard line. Wyman Henderson trying to cover him. And Fitzke is a tough guy to handle when he gets you out there one-on-one.
Fitzke did a great job. He had number 86, Willie Collier, running a hook and go down the middle. Now, earlier I talked about the safeties, how they come up for a run, how you can get by him. He gets by number 34, Mitchell, down the middle, but Fushina opts to go to Fitzke on the sideline for the safer pass. I have a feeling we're going to see Fushina try and go deep down the middle a lot later on in this ballgame.
I wouldn't be surprised. They try Bryant again, and this time he finds a little room. And he goes from the outside the 38 up to the 45, so he's got the better part of 7.5 yards.
Well, that was certainly the best hole Kelvin Bryant has seen this afternoon, being handed the ball in this backfield as he goes up right through the middle of his line, falling behind number 63, a pulling guard there for the team, George Gilbert, and then finally being dragged down by number 53, Danny Rich.
Second down, call it 3 for Philadelphia from the 45. You've seen it. Gets it away. Tip. And incomplete. Howard Carson, number 54, the middle linebacker, had dropped into the short zone and stuck his hand up and tipped it away.
Keith, I'll tell you, it's scary for an offensive team, a player, to see a pass like that thrown and get tipped by a linebacker only 5 yards or so downfield and not really knock it down, but cause the ball to float in the air. There were 3 defensive backs. If they were not concentrating so much on the receiver, they might have seen that ball and picked it off.
Alan Harbin now steps into the ball game for the first time today at a setback position, replacing Bryant. Third down and a long 3, close to 4. As Fushina drops, throws it quickly down the middle, and the pass is incomplete, and finally we get a penalty flag. It was a late flag. Troy West defending against Steve Folsom.
Troy West, a rookie out of the University of Southern California.
Pass interference against West.
Just got called for a little pushing there. What that will do is give them the first down that they were trying to get. Maintains the drive.
15-yard penalty moves the football down to the Los Angeles 40-yard line.
Tyrone Justin, that was
Pass interference, number 47, defense, first down.
We'll take a look at number 47 at the top of the screen. You see right there, he makes contact, a little grabbing there. And now as Folsom starts to go along on the crossing route, he just gets right behind him, trips him up with his legs, pushes him down.
Fushina will throw on first down from the 40. There he goes deep for Collier. He's got it. Didn't have enough real estate to keep going. He stepped out of bounds just as he caught the football at the Los Angeles 12-yard line.
He caught it over the head of number 34, Aaron Mitchell. Played for the Dallas Cowboys for a couple years in Tampa Bay. And also behind him was number 20, Tyrone Justin, on the corner route. Willie Collier comes in this ball game just not at full speed. He's got a little bit of problem with the stomach muscle. It's slightly pulled. But he's able to get enough speed to get between these two players to make the catch and go out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. Willie Collier is the deep threat for the Philadelphia Stars, and they need him in this ball game.
Kelvin Bryant back in now as they mark it at the 11 for the first down. Bryant has it. He's caught. Contact is made behind the line of scrimmage. But Bryant, with those long legs, runs away from Fletcher Jenkins and gets it on down to about the 6. White Drain finally brought him down.
That's a perfect example of Kelvin Bryant's strength. When you see Kelvin run, he's got those long strides, and he just seems to, gallop along, and you don't really see or sense the power he has. Now, right there, number 90, Fletcher Jenkins, who's a big defensive lineman, had his hands on him, couldn't bring him down. Then he fights, struggles, and he gets up for about a 5-yard gain.
And a whistle stop him. Quarter's over. First quarter ends just before the snap of the ball. So we played 15 minutes here at the vet. Philadelphia leads 6-0, and they're knocking on the door for a second touchdown.
Penrose, the coach, offensive coordinator, deciding that they were susceptible to the pass. And although they have a great offensive line, run blocking line, only 9 yards rushing.
From the 6, second down. This is Kelvin Bryant to the 2. Maybe not quite that far. Mark him on the 3. Where Howard Carson, out of Howard Payne, played 3 years with the Los Angeles Rams, makes the tackle.
One would think with the ball so close to the goal line for a touchdown that you would take advantage of your running attack, keep the ball on the ground, but in a similar situation, of course, Chuck Fusina threw the first touchdown pass of this game from a very short distance.
They need about 1.5 yards to get a first down. From the 3, they send Pittsky in motion, and Fusina's back at the 14. George Achika fought his way through the traffic and sacked him. He almost had Folsom for the touchdown, but George got there before he could unload it.
George Achika is going against Irv Eatman, 75 versus 75, and sometimes the inside guard, Chuck Comiskey, and he told me before the ball game that this was going to be a great challenge for him, and he was up for the game. He looked forward to meeting both those players and showing them what he could do.
Well, Achika is a Trojan, and Eatman was a Bruin.
That's all the incentive one needs.
Dave Trout for a field goal. Try from 30 yards. He missed the extra point. He kicked 5 field goals last week. Reardon holds it. Trout hits it, and it's good. And so Philadelphia once again gets something on the scoreboard out of their second possession. And they move out to a 9-0 lead with 13:49 to play in the first half.
So far in the first half, but we know they're capable of running the ball and just eating up that clock, taking away all of your time.
David Trout kicks off. It's very short, and it is out of bounds. He shanked it. So they'll mark off 5 yards. David will come back and kick it from the 30, and that should give Kevin Mack and Mel Gray a chance to give the Express pretty good
5-yard penalty.
Field position.
Something that last week the Birmingham Stallions did not have throughout the ball game, and Philadelphia did.
Here's Mike Adamle now with the Stars quarterback Chuck Fusina.
Keith, in this banner year of Chuck Fusina, the thing that really has set him apart is his feel for the game. Game by game, you seem to get better, and today you've done exactly that. They stack against the run, and you throw the ball a little bit.
I don't know, Mike. That was a stupid play by me right there, taking a sack. I should have got rid of the ball, but our offense is moving the ball pretty well, and we know LA's going to score, so we're going to do a better job.
Okay, are they going against the run a little harder than...
No, we saw them on films, and they looked excellent. Every game we saw them, so we expected a tough game. We know we're going to get one.
Okay, keep it up.
Thanks, Mike.
Keith?
Thank you, Mike. We'll get him a blue coat yet.
Tough to fit those short ex-running backs. I'm only kidding, Mike.
From the 30, Trout sails it. Gray accepts it at the 7. Coming to the outside, and he is cut down short of the 30 by Mark McCants, the hot man for the Philadelphia Stars.
Trout kicked that one low, a line driver all the way down the field. When Gray got it, he ran to the 25-yard line before he met Mark McCants. There was no one else there. You kick one like that, it really gives the offensive team, the kick return team, a chance to set up and get some big yards, but the Philadelphia Stars hot man, Mark McCants, did a great job of getting down there under those circumstances and making a quick tackle.
From the 29, first down Los Angeles, they trail 9-0. This is Kevin Nelson. Nelson cuts it back in traffic, gets up to about the 34, close to a 5-yard pickup. Willie Roseborough makes the tackle. Willie is now playing at a nose tackle position in relief of Pete Kugler for a moment. It's a rather hot day and quite warm down on the artificial surface.
And let's not forget that Pete Kugler has already played one complete season in the National Football League before coming here. He's a little bit worn out.
Willie Roseborough was a running back at Washington, then played tight end, and now he's at nose tackle. Well, there's no first down on that carry by Nelson. That's quite a fist fight down in the trenches right now, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is. You know, the LA Express, our offensive line, reads like an all-star team with Gary Zimmerman up front, and Wayne Jones, Mike Ruther, and Mike Durrett, Jeff Hart. Jeff Hart being the man with the most experience as a leader on that offensive team. But the LA Express have 14 players on their team that were rated in the top 100 in college football this past season.
Third down and a short 2. The up man, number 27, Kevin Mack, 6'1", 200 out of Clemson, pops in there and has his first down, but there's a penalty flag.
Kevin Mack.
Oh, my.
Well, that would have been a big first down for them just past their own 40-yard line, were not for the holding penalty.
That's the 4th flag in the ball game, and we've got 11:58 to play.
Number 57,
First half. So the center, Mike Ruther,
still third down.
caught hanging on to somebody's coattail.
Coming into the ball game, both these teams have been assessed penalties 63 times, so they were fairly even in that particular category.
But the express penalties seem to come at the wrong time, where they're crippling.
Timing is everything.
Third down and 12 as Young sets up to throw. Gets his pass away down the middle, and he touched it in beautifully. The pass is complete and good for a first down, and that was an all-star pass thrown to JoJo Townsell.
Well, who else? His favorite receiver, and JoJo was trying to protect himself a little bit as he runs down the field against his own defense. Now he's just looking for a zone, an opening to curl into. The ball is split in there. He jumps up, brings his knees up. He knows there's a crowd. All he does is get his body up in the air behind the football, protect it, and hopefully himself as he came down.
Comes out for just a moment as Young goes back on first down to throw from the 46. And they've got him, second sack of the ball game. This time it is Pete Kugler fighting his way through to get him.
Pete, Sam Mills, George Cooper did a great job of just rolling in front of the receivers that Steve Young was looking at just as he was about to throw the football. He's reading the defense, looking down the middle of the field. He sees someone he wants to throw to, and just at the last minute, not just the pressure, but he sees that those linebackers roll in underneath, and number 67 comes in to make the sack, Pete Kugler.
So the loss is from the 46 all the way back to the 38. Second down and 18. Blitz is on again, and Fielder gets him. Don Fielder.
This is one of the things that Steve Young was concerned about before the game. 27 is Mike Lush. He's a safety. He comes right up. But it's from the outside, number 96 downfield to the right end, who makes the sack. And they have been blitzing, giving him different looks at the blitz, keeping him off guard throughout the ball game whenever he shows signs of success.
Whistle stop him before the snap. Ball is sitting back just inside the 30. You got a false start. It's called against Mike Durrett, right guard, Los Angeles. 5th flag in the ball game. And that backs them up another 5 as Michigan now, with Bojovic, 25-yard field goal, has gone in front of New Orleans 3-0.
They have a good field goal kicker down in New Orleans by the name of Tim Mazzetti, so if it ends up being a kicker's game, it still will be a tough battle.
John Hadel prowling the sidelines, his team now backed way up. They try to run a draw with Kevin Nelson and nothing doing. As number 95, William Fuller, the defensive left end from North Carolina, steps in for the tackle. And so it brings out Jeff Partridge, and Philadelphia will get the ball back and should have quite good field position because Partridge is going to have to kick it from about his 14-yard line. Garcia Lane is the return man. Partridge not having the kind of a season this year he had last year with the punt.
Last time on that punt, he didn't get away very far, about 26 yards. He had a very low snap. Gets it out and knocks it out of bounds. There's no return for Lane. The ball goes out of bounds at the 44 of Philadelphia. That was a 36-yard punt by Jeff Partridge. 9-0 Philadelphia. And Ken Dunnick, a pair of tight ends, are in the lineup now. And the lone
remaining back is Kelvin Bryant. They bring Fitchke now back to the bottom of the picture and pitch it out to Bryant on a sweep left, cuts it back, and Kelvin gets maybe a yard, and a penalty flag is thrown. So while we're waiting for the penalty call, let's check in with Mike Adamle visiting with Steve Young.
Steve, after watching the Stars' performance last week against the Stallions, you must have worked a lot this week on blitz protection. What's happening out there?
Well, that's right. We worked on it all week. We just got a little mixed up, but hopefully we'll be able to handle it. I don't think it's a big deal at all. They're not drilling that much different than anything. I just got to get it done in game time. That's not what we're doing right now. We're trying to fix stuff right now.
Blowing assignments at all, or just getting beat man-to-man?
Well, no, I think we're just a little confused up front. That's something we shouldn't be doing. I'm sure they'll fix it right now.
Okay.
Number 78, offense, still first down.
89, Steve Folsom. There's no 78 out there.
I was wondering who the heck was number 78. The phantom hand holding on the offensive line.
Ball comes back to the 30, and it's first down and 20 for the Stars.
Well, the first break for the Express by the penalty route.
Buchina's got all kinds of room to run and does a hook slide at the 45. So he gets 15 of the 20 back. The Los Angeles secondary with 4 wide receivers in there had dropped way back. You see all that open space. Now watch the linebackers get out of there. And
I'll see the rush, Keith. Everybody's to the outside. The 4-man rush. Everyone split to the outside. The receivers. Big hole up in the middle until number 46. Darryl Patullo comes in and makes a tackle. Well, not make the tackle, just touch him as Chuck did his little hook slide. Well, watch out for those turf burns there.
Second down and 5.
8 seconds, Chuck.
Bryant. Kelvin Bryant with the first down. And finally caught from behind by Eddie Weaver, number 61. Eddie Weaver played at nose guard a year ago, moved over to defensive end, and that's the first time we've called his name today.
There's a flag down on the play.
Clip, I think.
Holding.
Holding.
Well, another break for the LA Express. Nullifies a good run by Kelvin Bryant and a great block by number 35, David Riley, on the play.
Now Philadelphia starting to make some mistakes. The only game they lost, they had 5 turnovers and had a lot of mistakes up at New Jersey.
Keith, you started talking about a weekend where it seems all the teams that are supposed to win end up losing. And sometimes this is how it starts.
Holding, number 75, offense, still second down.
Big Irv got caught that time.
Yeah. You start making mistakes, little things here and there. You end up with good field position, you lose your field position, and the opposition makes a good drive. Now, the LA team has been moving the ball, except against the blitz against Philadelphia.
Instead of having it down around the 32 of Los Angeles, they're second down and 15 back on their own 35. You've seen it with a lot of time. Screen for Kelvin Bryant. Carson's after him. Carson's got him. Howard Carson brings Kelvin Bryant down short of the line of scrimmage.
You might call this, that was play, the education of Troy West. Troy West, number 47, the rookie safety, came up, read the screen to make the tackle on Kelvin Bryant, and Kelvin just turned him inside out as he was doing his little dance trying to find some room to run. All in all, though, it was still a great play for the defensive team of the LA Express. Third down and a whole bunch of yards.
About 16. Philadelphia leading 9-0 with 7:59 to play in the first half. You've seen it back. Goes down the middle with it. It's picked off. Intercepted by Troy West. West, with some good help downfield, takes it inside the 25, down to the 20. Troy West, 6'1", 205, and Fusina let one get away down the middle. He tried to force it, and he wasn't there.
That's what I call a fast learner, Keith. He just dropped back. Now watch the rush, Keith. You see inside, number 61, Eddie Weaver, doesn't rush. He's standing right there in the middle, looking for the screen. Now, man-to-man coverage, but West was sitting in the middle, just waited for Fusina to pick up the receiver coming across, and stepped right in front of it. 27 yards on the return for Troy West.
West was the one who made the interception in the overtime win in Houston, too. And the ball that was thrown behind the receiver, and Fusina just missed his man that time. And so Los Angeles Angeles now with a first down at the Philadelphia 20. Let's see if they can do something with it. This is Mel Gray. He's on his way. Touchdown.
Mel Gray, rookie out of Purdue. He's only 5 feet 9 inches tall, 175 pounds. He was just scooting along the AstroTurf, following his blocking, reading the holes all the way down into the end zone. His second touchdown of the season.
Somebody threw a heck of a block for him.
Well, he almost fell over, trying to make up his mind, reading, looking. He sees he has a little alleyway.
Townsell didn't exactly block the fellow, but he got in the way enough.
That's what they teach receivers, Keith. They can be the difference between a touchdown and almost a touchdown just by positioning on the block.
Philadelphia is going to be called for encroachment as Zendejas hits his 21st consecutive extra point. So I'm sure they'll wave that off, and the point will be called good. Troy West is a happy man. Here's Mike with him.
Well, Keith, as you mentioned earlier, Troy West does have a knack for the big interception. You had that one against the Gamblers and now today. You read it all the way, huh?
Yeah, I was something there throwing the ball down the middle against us. The last game against Pittsburgh. We worked in practice on breaking on the ball. That's just what I did, broken the ball.
I know you're tutored by a great all-pro, former all-pro, Mel Renfro. How big a help has he been?
Hey, Mel's a great help. He just gives us the little things that we need.
Okay.
You know, to cover everything. Well, I just want to say, happy Mother's Day to my mom. Love you.
Okay, Keith?
Today you can do it, Troy. They're going to have to kick it again because the call went against the Express. Apparently somebody had moved or had a false start or something. One of the Philadelphia men had crossed the neutral zone. Now timeout is called by Philadelphia, but there was no penalty assessed, was there?
It does not appear to be one.
No.
Assessed. Well, already that missed PAT by David Trout looms big as the score right now is 6-9. And should they convert on their point after touchdown, it will only be a 2-point ball game.
Here's an end zone look at the run by Mel Gray. Now, he almost falls down right about in here. See him stagger a little bit?
Yeah,
then he gets the help from Townsell and breaks it in.
Townsell and number 72, Jeff Hart, was downfield looking for someone to block, but Gray went by him rather quickly.
I'll tell you, if this Mel Gray has the same career as the other Mel Gray had in the NFL, he'll have quite a career, won't he?
Yeah.
We're told that breaks a string of passes thrown by Chuck Pacina of 93 consecutive passes without having had one picked off. But I think he just tried to force that one.
Well, I don't think he really tried to force it. I think he just didn't see Troy West. He saw the receiver coming across the middle. He had an eye on him, and he was so concentrated on that receiver, he just didn't pick Troy up.
Well, they're going to re-kick it, so it must be Los Angeles to be penalized on the kickoff. As Zendejas knocks it straight through, and it's now a 2-point difference in the ball game. Philadelphia 9, Los Angeles 7, with 7 minutes and 22 seconds to play in the first half at the Vet. We seem to be getting ourselves into a trauma over a 5-yard penalty, but it was against Philadelphia. It came before the snap. It is assessed on the kickoff. And Zendejas will kick it from the 40, and we've got Mark McCants now standing deep to return, averaging better than 24 yards per return on the kickoffs for Philadelphia. Zendejas of Nevada Reno. High and long. McCants will not return that one. He's beyond the end zone. And so the Philadelphia Stars will go to work first down at the 20.
Zendejas getting his opportunity to have an effect in this ball game. Not allowing Philadelphia to even attempt to get better field position with its kickoff return team. And that's their worst field position of the game on their own 20-yard line.
Riley and Bryant set behind Fusina now. And it's Bryant to about the 23. Just in case you missed the scores from games on Friday, Chicago beat Denver at Denver 29-17, which opened up some immediate possibilities for Los Angeles, dropping Denver's record to 7-5. Los Angeles coming into this ball game at 5-6, and Arizona is playing at Oakland this afternoon, also with a record of 5-6. But I think the biggest upset, one of the biggest of the season, was Washington beating New Jersey 31-17.
Big upset.
Second down and 7, Philadelphia. You see to throw it. Looks for Fitzke. He's got him, but now he has no time. He runs out of time as Dewey Forte, a rookie out of Bethune-Cookman, gets in and grabs him and decks him. Forte, 6'3", 270, just 20 years of age. Second sack of the Philadelphia quarterback.
Well, Bethune came in with a trade, also along with Lee Williams of Tampa Bay. Rights to these young men. They feel that they're excellent defensive rushers, especially Williams, who come in on some plays. Look, Fucino's just looking for some place to throw the football. He realizes there's no one downfield. Drop to the ground instead of losing more yards.
When he went left, he lost vision with Fitzke, but Scott was available to him on this side of the field. Third down now and 15. 9-7 ball game. Fucino back. Dumps it off to Bryant. And Bryant is going to go down at the 19. Howard Carson, first man to get to it. It looked like Kelvin had room, didn't it?
Kelvin had room. It was a really excellent open field tackle by Howard. Kelvin Brown, we've seen him already in this ball game fake a number of people just out of their shoes in open field situations. But Howard came in and made a great play.
Somebody's down on the field, getting up very slowly, and it's number 75.
Georgia Chica. Now he's running off the field.
Dragging a leg a little bit.
Yeah.
Dwayne Gunn is back now for the Philadelphia punt. Sean Landetta averaging 41.5 per kick on 30 punts this season. Number 2 in the USFL. Dwayne Gunn, a rookie out of Indiana. Boy, that's a high hanger. And it immediately forces Gunn to think about and go ahead and call fair catch. Because once he saw the ball get up to the apex and just hang there, he knew he wasn't going to have any time. There's a penalty flag thrown back at the 20. It's against Philadelphia.
And I'd make him kick it over again.
So would I.
Even though the ball is on the 39-yard line, excuse me, the 41-yard line, which is good field position, I take a chance that maybe Sean Landetta won't get as much into this one. Or at least have a chance of getting a return, because he booted that one so high that by the time he came down on the fair catch, the only people that were around the returner were 4 red jerseys from the Philadelphia Stars.
So they back him up to the 14.
I'd also
illegal motion, number 56, offense. Still fourth down.
Keith, I would also consider putting on a rush at this point. If you figure Sean Landetta's going to get off another point, another good punt, put some pressure on him, and the returner can still fair catch it.
That one is high, and it's almost as good. Again, a fair catch is called, and it's right about the same spot. Well, they put it up to Landetta, and he responded. He just kicked it 5 yards farther. That was a 46-yarder with 5:27 to go in the first half of play. At their own 41, they trail by 2 points. So obviously, with a little offensive movement here, they're in a position to go ahead and perhaps lead at halftime over Philadelphia.
Well, the mistakes by the Philadelphia offense has given L.A. the opportunity in the interception by Troy West.
Young fumbles the football. It is kicked out of the stack, and Nelson has to go all the way back inside the 30 to recover it.
Takeaway, giveaway column there. That time they didn't give it away when they fumbled the ball.
Yeah, but instead of having it out on the 41, now they're sitting back on the 29 where it's second down and 22.
So it's like being penalized again. 35 times, Keith, this year they have fumbled the football.
This is Kevin Nelson. And he's up to about the 32. Give him 3 yards. Ran a long way to get 3 yards.
Running east and west into the linebackers, 54 Sam Mills and 56 George Cooper, looking for a place to run.
Third down at about 20. 21. No, 20.
Long.
Third and long. Shotgun. the play, Garcia Lane. Penalty flag goes down. It's going to be against Lane.
It's what they're going to call, Keith. Garcia Lane, when he came over to try and stop that play, if it goes against Lane, it's that he put his hands on his shoulders to jump up, to get a hand on that football. And that's exactly what they do. Steve Young had a tremendous amount of time. He needed it to get his receivers downfield. Here's a pass he should anticipate more. The ball should have already been on its way so that number 26, Townsend, would not have to back up for the football and drift. Here he starts to drift. He goes back. There's the contact. Garcia Lane.
Defense. First down.
Garcia Lane just got a left hand up on his shoulder as he went up to knock the ball down. And the Bluebirds from Philadelphia are out in force. Not happy at all with the call.
It is the first down for Los Angeles at the 42. Young keeps it. And a fine play by... I couldn't tell who it was. Glenn Howard, I think it was. A linebacker reached out and got him by the foot.
Number 57, Mike Ruther, was the man who covered the ball as Steve Young dropped it, even though the official had already blown the whistle. Steve Young had a lot of time to throw. Number 30, Mel Gray, you see him drifting out at the bottom of the picture. He was there waving his hands. You see him, I'm open, you're in trouble, get me the ball. Number 95, William Fuller, putting pressure on him. He continues to scramble, decides to run with the football, picks up 2 yards in all that time.
Second down and 8. This is Mel Gray, who had the 20-yard touchdown run. And Gray gets it on the Philadelphia side of the field to about the 40, close to the 46, where it will be third down.
William Fuller made the tackle, but you got to give the credit to number 56, George Cooper. We've been talking about these linebackers for the Philadelphia Stars, and on that play, Cooper just stood up the offensive blocker, played him off, gave number 30, Mel Gray, no place to run. He was just waiting, holding back on his speed, looking for a place to go, seeing which way the hole would open up. But Cooper just shut it down, turned him inside.
Express needs 3 yards to keep it. They go to Gray. And Gray's got the first down as he reaches the Stars 35, where Garcia Lane shoves him out of bounds. And a big hole open on the left side with Gary Zimmerman and Wayne Jones.
Gary Zimmerman played guard all of his career, never played tackle before. They made the switch this year when Addix, the guard from Baylor, was injured. Moved him, the tackle was injured, moved him to the outside. He's been playing very, very well.
Gray now with 55 yards on 6 carries and a touchdown, and the time remaining 2:05 in the first half. Young back. Freddie Scott's there. He's got it out of bounds, 11-yard line. First down, Los Angeles on the Philadelphia 11, and that time Young anticipated and got the ball there as Scott made his cut.
Number 26, Jonathan Sutton, was a man covering on the play. Freddie Scott, many years, 10 years of experience, comes down, he runs the corner route, had Sutton completely turned around, had my voice turned around too, as he runs a little flag route, put 2 feet in.
You've got 2 minutes to play, actually 1:59 in the first half, so time is out at the 2-minute warning, and Los Angeles now is bidding to take the lead in the ball game. Scott comes to the left, Townsend goes to the right. Young pitches the ball back to Mel Gray, and how do you do, Mr. Antonio Gibson, the strong safety?
First time we've called his name. He's playing now this year his natural position, a strong safety. He is an aggressive ball player, good tough ball player. You see him to the left, middle of the screen. He gets up on that line of scrimmage, takes off. He sees it to run all the way. He beats the pulling guard and makes the tackle.
Back at the 15, a loss of about 4. So it's second down and 14. Young is caught behind the line of scrimmage. This time it is Mike Lush. Don't tell me believe Vince Tobin can't coach defense. Oh, boy, I'll tell you. I go back to that remarkable Chicago-Philadelphia playoff game a year ago when Tobin turned all kinds of things loose defensively, and here he's doing it again.
And a game before that against Michigan when his team was getting beat by the Michigan Panthers, and on the one-on-one matchups. In this game, on one-on-one matchups, the LA Express has been holding its own. They have been moving and driving down the field. Once the Stars start blitzing, they've been tremendously successful.
All right, they're back on the 24. 2 sacks. They've lost 13 yards. This is Mel Gray trying to get to the sidelines, and he can't get there. And the clock is running at 55 seconds, and Jonathan Sutton along with George Cooper on the tackle, and it is 4th down. So they will still have a chance here to go for the lead in the football game as Zendejas comes out with a kicking tee and 41 seconds and clock running.
Keith, these blitzes have been coming right up the middle that Philadelphia has been using. One by Antonio Gibson wasn't a blitz. He just read the play, came in from the outside. They may just have to go off to resort to zone blocking on that offensive line on 3rd down plays.
36 yards. Zendejas hits it and knocks it through, but there are penalty flags and whistles, and I think they came before the snap.
Looked like the offensive line of the Express, someone just stood up. Started to stand up before the ball was snapped.
That'll back him up 5 yards. So that will then be a 41-yard field goal.
Start, offense.
Well, you said the Los Angeles Express looked like an all-star team. I'm just going to flat say what I was thinking when you said it. They look like an all-star team because they still haven't melded together as a joint unit.
Well, all-star in terms of talent, but as we've seen in so many postseason bowl games of all-star teams, they don't have enough time to work together. A lot of moves have been made, but right now, Tony Zendejas, one of those all-stars, has to try it again to try and put his team ahead by 1.
From 41 yards. Hits the upright and kicks away. Hit the right upright and kick back.
Tony Zendejas should walk right across the field and shake hands with Dave Trout. We've seen that happen 3 times this year to David. It is not a good feeling. This team would have gone out by 1. Little mistake.
Well, Zendejas was 12 out of 13 inside 43 yards, and this one was from 41. Had plenty of leg, as you can see, but it hit it dead center.
Dead center. Had no chance of bouncing inside or outside, just bounced away.
So the Los Angeles Express turned away with 16 seconds to play in the first half. You see that takes the snap, and they'll go to the clubhouse. A little bit of a story to be told as the final seconds wear off here. In the first quarter, the Philadelphia offensive team totaled 115 yards. In the second quarter, the Philadelphia offense totaled 1 yard. That's why the score at halftime is Philadelphia 9, Los Angeles 7, and Los Angeles would have had the lead if they could have taken away just a couple of mistakes. Point is, they are very much in the hunt against the 10-1 Stars as Mark McCants goes deep. He's out of Temple, 195 pounds. Tony Zendejas, 160-pounder out of Nevada Reno, will kick it off for Los Angeles. And the sky now is quite covered with clouds. They're expecting thunderstorms this evening. McCants comes 3 yards out of the end zone and got away with it.
He got away with it. George Cooper, number 56, gave him a great block to open up a hole for him.
So Philadelphia now, that's looked very impressive in their first possession of the ball game. In fact, the first 2. But since that time, they've been stuttering and stumbling around and not playing terribly well. But don't forget, at every point in every football season, every team lets down a little bit somewhere along the way, and they came off an emotional big win last week at Birmingham. That's what Jim Morrow was worried about. And just outside the 20, Bryant caught at the line of scrimmage. Good penetration by number 53, Danny Rich, linebacker out of Weber State.
He did a great job just submarining, taking Kelvin Bryant right off his feet. Of course, Keith, the last time the Philadelphia Stars lost at home, and the only time they've lost on the home field, was in 1983 against the Tampa Bandits.
Yeah, we did that ball game. Twice in 1984, they've had to come from behind to win football games. Of course, they were not behind today. They were leading 9-7 as we started the second half. They were down 21-6 at Arizona and came back to win 22-21. Yusina is caught behind the line of scrimmage by George Achika. Looked downfield. There was pressure. He didn't have a man downfield, and Achika got to him.
You know, in making the switch with Eddie Weaver, putting him out there as a defensive end, watch number 61. He puts pressure on the outside. Number 75, George Achika, pressure in the middle, but more importantly, he stays at home with this pressure. So as Eddie Weaver forced Fusina out of the pocket up the middle, George was there to make the tackle.
On third down and about 12 now, they've sent Lee Williams into the ball game, number 73. He's developing into their best pass rusher. Yusina has a lot of time, and now runs out of time as number 90, Fletcher Jenkins, trying to go outside, step back inside, and then force Yusina to dump it off. And Los Angeles should get very good field position in their first offensive possession of the second half. So the defensive unit for L.A., which has been growing steadily, holds Philadelphia and will force the punt. Sean Landetta's only punt in the first half was good for 46 yards. And Dwayne Gunn is the deep man for Los Angeles, standing back at his own 44. Mr. Landetta can sometimes nail it, but he didn't nail that one. It's got pretty good carry, and it's a tail dragger, so it takes a Philadelphia bounce, and Gunn picks it up. And Gunn did the right thing. If he'd let the ball keep on bouncing, it would have rolled down around the 20 or inside the 20. Dwayne comes back to midfield after a 45-yard punt by Landetta. And so Los Angeles now will go to work, trailing by just 2. A lot of coaches feel that that's really the major difference in a closely matched football team. Mel Gray from midfield, 1 yard. As he tried to slant over the left side, and there was waiting for him was Pete Kugler, number 67.
And when you're trying to get field position against a team like the Philadelphia Stars, you have to back them up in their own territory offensively because they have such an excellent punter in Sean Landetta.
Wayne Jones comes out for Los Angeles, and Terry Crouch goes in to replace him at a guard spot. Second down and 9. From the Philadelphia 49, that's Percy, the H-back in motion. Little quick pop over to the side, goes to Freddie Scott. Scott is caught from behind. William Fuller looked like got it.
William Fuller. What they were doing were in the play action, trying to run the quick screen to the wide receiver to the outside. He fakes the ball at the middle. He just turns right back around. Now the line sprints to the outside, but there's just not much room. Freddie Scott would have liked to have got one step on Big Fuller, but Fuller just went down the line of scrimmage and got in between his blockers.
Third down at about 8. Out of the shotgun, Young back. Does it himself, but he does not get the first down as he is dropped at the 44 of Philadelphia. So Los Angeles comes out now and is unable to do anything with the football. Sam Mills made that tackle.
Just looked like Steve Young took off and had decided he was going to run no matter what happened. He took the ball in the long snap passing situation. He doesn't get back very long, and he takes off. He doesn't really have any place to run. It's just very crowded downfield. See number 56, Cooper, laying out Mike Durrett.
Jeff Partridge to punt. Garcia Lane's back. No pressure on Partridge. And it's not a particularly good kick. They finally come back up around the 20. That's where they mark it out.
Well, the LA Express could not take advantage of their field position. Again, they rest the burden on their defense.
What in the world? Now, you weren't a punt. Philadelphia will start about 6 inches short of its 20 after a 26-yard punt by Partridge. Riley, fullback. I-back is Bryant. And Harris in motion. And it's Bryant. The Los Los Angeles defensive people have handled the running game very well so far today as Bryant picks up about 3. Here's Mike Adamle now.
Sam, chasing a guy like Steve Young all afternoon can make give a linebacker a few gray hairs. You've done a pretty good job of containing him so far. What did the coach talk about at halftime as far as containment?
Well, we just have to keep containing them and not let him scramble around and throw the ball for the big play. We've been doing a pretty good job with it right now, and we hope we can keep containing them.
Okay, Sam. Keith?
He's a busy fellow. Pretty rough customer. Fine football player. 2nd down and 7 for Philadelphia. Again. Jenkins can't handle him, but Fletcher gets some help from Dwight Drain, a rookie out of Oklahoma, and the LA strong safety takes him out of bounds. Well, he took him out right along the line of scrimmage.
Jenkins couldn't hold him, but he did a great job in taking out a blocker for Kelvin Bryant, holding him up until Dwight Drain could read the play and come up right there in the line of scrimmage. He just takes on Folsom, and then he couldn't make the play himself, but Drain comes over, and Drain gets a little help from Wyman Henderson.
Bryant has handled the ball 11 times today, Lynn Swan, for 16 yards. So he's off his pace, too. 3 wide, people. As you've seen it, drops back on 3rd down and 7. Gets his pass away, and it's intercepted. No. It's ricocheted and trapped by Tyrone Justin. He dove for it, but it skitters up off the grass.
Keith, as we watch this replay, one thing I have noticed on the sideline of the Philadelphia Stars was that they were working on the leg of their nose guard, Pete Kugler. And Pete is a big part. You see why the referee called that one down, as a big part of that defensive team, and they can try and find out whether Pete's going to be able to play or not. They had this. We're working on his left leg.
Landetta hits it a mile, forcing a fair catch call by Gunn back inside the 30 at the 29. So Sean Landetta again does his job as he nails a 49-yard kick. And Los Angeles will go to work 1st down at its 29. In the 3rd quarter so far, Los Angeles going from its 29 now. Landetta in 3 punts, 140 yards. Partridge in 3 punts, 88 yards. So that's a 52-yard plus margin for the Philadelphia kicker. The ball is handed to Tony Bodie. And Bodie, who came out of Montana State to be a steady performer for Los Angeles in their opening year, gets good yardage up across the 35. Let's find out something about this Philadelphia running game and its problem as Mike Adamle talks to Irv Eatman.
Irv, you guys are all bogged down. It seems like after the interception by Troy West, that was the end of the Philadelphia offense. What's happening out there?
Well, you know, they're really overplaying a lot of the plays that we like to run, and so far we really haven't been able to get anything going on a consistent basis, but we're not really overly concerned. We feel like we keep doing what we do best, and we'll be all right before the game's over with.
Okay, Irv, thank you. Keith?
2nd down and 2 as Mel Gray dances around, looks for a hole, finds one, goes to the 45, 1st down, Los Angeles.
Well, if there's a running game, the only place it's existing right now in this ball game is on the side of the LA Express, behind the running of Mel Gray. He's doing a good job taking advantage of a little bit of blocking up front, picking his way downfield. Number 67, Pete Kugler, is in the ball game. Right there, he was being taken out on the inside by number 57, Mike Ruther. If Pete Kugler plays every game, Keith, of this season, and if the Philadelphia Stars get into the playoffs, he will play a minimum of 41 ball games in the year.
Out to Townsell, a wide receiver screen. Can't handle it. Garcia Lane read it well, played it well.
They obviously think this play can be a big play for them. It's the 2nd time they've thrown it this year. It's a play that is going to be successful based on timing and, of course, the ability of your lineman to get out there and get some blocks on the corner. The lineman came out there, number 57, the center, Mike Ruther, to take on Garcia. Made contact, but was not able to put him down as Garcia just backed away from the block, then came in to make the tackle on JoJo.
They got a little more than 5 yards on the play, so it's 2nd down and a short 5 from midfield. And here goes Gray down on the 48. Young, 9 out of 11 in passing now for 100 yards. Glenn Howard made that stop on Gray. So once again, they're facing a 3rd down conversion, 3rd and about 4, as they mark him at the 49, and Bodie goes onto the field for the Express. Los Angeles will go home after this ball game today to play Michigan in Los Angeles next week. And that's one of the games we'll be covering for you here on ABC. Goes inside the 40 and out of bounds at the Philadelphia 38. Mike Lush shoved him out.
Gray took that handoff, sprinting to his right on the sweep, Keith, and the whole time he kept faking that little dip into the line. And what that does is can help set up blocks. If they think he's coming in, the defensive people have to straighten up. Right there, he stepped in. Gibson straightened out, was able to get the block on Gibson, found more room to get to the outside before he's knocked out of bounds by Mike Lush. More importantly, the big first down.
Heck of a block from Bodie.
Yes.
Young, quick, Townsell. Picks up about 7. I thought that ball might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. It sort of died right in front of JoJo, but he went down and fetched it.
Picked it up, scooped it up like a little ice cream cone. Those are not the easiest passes in the world. And once you get down there on one knee trying to hold on to it, you know a defensive back has got a bead on about the third vertebrae. He's looking to inflict some punishment.
Gray again, going for the first down over the right side, and he's close to it.
Yeah, they're very close, Keith. They'll probably take a measurement for this, depending on how they mark it. I think they probably should bring in the chain.
I did not expect this to be a defensive football game.
Neither did I. I thought there was a great chance that the Philadelphia Stars would take this team apart, the way they've been playing the last 2 football games. But the LA Express is playing them very tough. They're not going to measure. There's a third down. Short. Well, I think you can expect to see the entire Philadelphia defense up on the line of scrimmage this time.
I don't think it's a place for a quarterback sneak. Gray's got the first down. Steve Young called a slant over the left side, and he just kept kind of sliding along until he found enough room to stretch out. And the stretch got him the first down.
It's almost like he was running and leaning into his blockers.
Yeah, just sliding
and then
along.
as soon as the hole opened up, he just kind of fell through it. And you'll see as he's falling through, if he had just sprinted to the outside, Gibson, who was facing inside, would not have been able to turn and make the tackle in time. He could have been gone.
Yep, touchdown if he'd gone outside.
But he's a man who listens to his coaching when the play is supposed to go between the guard and the tackle.
That's
so wherever he goes.
Here comes the blitz, and they break it as Gray is having a big day. Inside the 20, down close to the 17.
Keith, in most cases, when a team blitzes, what's the first thing the offensive team thinks of doing to counter the blitz? Throwing a little pass, a quick pass to offset it. The LA Express team has not had a great deal of success, well, no success at all throwing against the blitz. I think they were looking for it each time they came out with these running plays, and now they finally get it, and they take advantage of it by running the football. Let the blitz go right by them.
Mel Gray now has 90 yards on 14 carries as LA calls timeout. And remember, no back has ever run for 100 yards against the Philadelphia defense.
It was a big problem as while we were doing our telecast, the only thing I could recall were the reports on the floods all across the Salt Lakes.
Greg Loberg is in at center replacing Mike Ruther. Ruther out trying to walk off a leg whip here, and we've got some contact along the line of scrimmage and penalty flag.
I think it's going to go against Philadelphia. They made contact.
Encroachment, number 95, defense.
Right now, that's 7 penalties against Philadelphia.
They're catching up. And it all started in the second period of this ball game. And those penalties now and then have cost them dearly.
Los Angeles now knocking on the door just inside the 13. It's Fielder making contact. Gray goes to the 10 for the better part of 3 yards, where it'll be second down.
No mystery at this point, Keith, about what the Philadelphia Stars will do down here. They're going to blitz. going to put as much pressure as they possibly can. As Steve Young is not going to throw the football, then they'll just keep everybody close to the line of scrimmage looking for the run.
They've got Scott and Townsell both wide now. Gray into the middle, goes to the 8. Well, that's the long way up the middle. They mark him on the 9. So it's 3rd down and 7. Short 7.
For the first down.
9 yards.
Long 9 for the TD.
Zendejas is cranking up on the sidelines in case he gets the call. Pressure on Young. Gets away from it. Turns the corner to the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Young did it by himself. And we've got a penalty flag on the goal line.
We talked about the ability of Steve Young to run the football, and you see him running off the field. He's saying it's against Philadelphia.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 26, defense. Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Jonathan Sutton is number 26. We talked about the ability of this young man to run, his desire. Sam Mills comes in and almost has him. He's blocked off just a little bit. Then Steve Young goes into his act. He turns the corner, and the whole time he's looking to run the football, his mind was made up. He was not looking downfield, didn't want to take anything away from his ability to run the football. He just took off.
Zendejas for the extra point. It is good. You've got 3 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. The Los Angeles Express has gone ahead of the Philadelphia Stars 14-9. Oklahoma, Houston. So check your local listing for your game in your area. Sam Mills almost made the play on Young.
Number 56, the left tackle Gary Zimmerman's a man who just knocked him off. Saw Sam running by him unblocked, and maybe that was his assignment on that particular blitz. I don't know, but he adjusted in time to give Steve Young the room he needed.
The 15-yard penalty call against Jonathan Sutton now was the 8th in the ball game against Philadelphia, and Zendejas will kick off from midfield. The history of Tony, it doesn't figure that he's going to give McCants a chance to return kicking from midfield, and he won't. Kicked it right on through the uprights, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
So while they come back to the 20, there was a happening in the USFL during the past week that I think could have tremendous significance on the future of the league, particularly in the city of Chicago, as you see today's attendance. Where Eddie Einhorn and Jerry Reinsdorf, who are the owners of the Chicago White Sox, have been granted the franchise for next year to operate in Chicago. And it won't necessarily be the blitz either. But the point is that you've got two people who are already in business in Chicago who know the city and know something about the marketing business. It'll be very interesting. Could be a very important move in the USFL. Spring pass, David Riley. He's got a convoy. And he's got a first down for Philadelphia at the Los Angeles 44.
David Riley has come on to be a significant force in the 1984 season. And their 35-0 rout of the New Orleans Breakers 2 weeks ago, it was David Riley who caught the same pass, the screen pass, same side of the field, who went the distance of about 45 yards for a touchdown. This time he had some great blocking, shows he's got some pretty good foot speed as Aaron Mitchell, number 34, finally drags him down.
So Philadelphia trying to answer, trailing 14-9. Giacina back to throw, goes down the middle. Collier, and a great hit by Mitchell knocks the ball loose. The ball was right on Willie's numbers, and Mitchell hit him at precisely the right time to knock it loose.
Willie Collier out of the University of Pittsburgh should have hung on to that one. Aaron Mitchell, again, played for Dallas, played for Tampa Bay, timed it just right, goes straight for the tackle. He's not worrying about trying to strip the football, but applying as much force as he can and successfully knocks the ball away. He's a good leader in the secondary.
Second down, 10. Yusina throws it for Fitzke, and he's lucky to get it back because actually Wyman Henderson had a better chance to catch it than did Fitzke.
And he just dropped that one. They were trying to run a little pick play. Number 89, Folsom, the tight end, had come out to run a short little out pattern and were only about 4 or 5 yards deep. Fitzke waited for him to come out, then tried to just slant right by him, pick off the corner, but it was Wyman Henderson that read it, stepped inside, and if he had picked that one off, it might have been more points.
Nickel defense for Los Angeles now on third down and 10, 44-yard line of Los Angeles. Philadelphia trailing by 5. Harvins and Bryan in the backfield. Yusina to throw. Ducks it on the sidelines, and the pass is incomplete, thrown out of bounds. Henderson was defending Fitzke on the play. So once again, the Los Angeles defense stands its ground. They gave up the one big play to Riley, but nothing after that. And Landeta comes in to kick. Landeta has killed the ball in his punting this year 13 times. That's 43% of his kicks. He has put out of bounds or killed inside the 20. But this one looks like it's going to go to the end zone. And it does.
No, it does not.
You're kidding. I thought he was over the line. It's Mark McCants that makes the play.
Mark McCants, the hot man on all the special teams, number 20, did an excellent job. The ball was bouncing, looked like it was going to bounce into the end zone. The official was just outside the line. You see it bounce up. He hits it, sets it down before he gets to the goal line. Special teams never discount the credit, the influence that they have on a football game.
It's a 40-yard punt and dead on the 4. Well, that's how they started the game last week. 40-plus yards on a punt, killed it on the Birmingham 1, and the Stallions never really recovered from it. Crowd coming up for it as Young hands it off inside to Kevin Mack, a rookie out of Clemson, and he's out to about the 7 for 3 yards. And you've got a Los Angeles player down. So you got a timeout for the injured player. It's Greg Loberg, the center. Mike Ruther was out and was sitting down. They were working on his leg a while ago. Terry Crouch of Oklahoma, number 69, goes in. And I'm looking around to see where Ruther might be.
Ruther's sitting on the end of the bench. Middle of the field, he has one shoe off. No tape on the shoe. Now he's getting on the table, and the trainer is working very, very quickly to wrap up his left ankle to get him in the ball game.
So it looks like Terry Crouch is going to be put into an unfamiliar position of having to play center while they frantically work on Ruther, trying to get him ready to go back into the ball game.
Oh, this is where the trainer's got to earn some money, as you see the very quick job he's doing on that ankle.
They're working on the leg of Loberg. Greg is a rookie out of California. In play selection today for the Los Angeles Express now, Lynn Swan, and this is kind of an interesting decision by the offensive people of Los Angeles, including Sid Gilman. They've run the ball 33 times and thrown it just 12.
Well, I think it's fairly obvious why that has occurred, not necessarily by design in the game plan, but because of the effectiveness of the Philadelphia Stars' defensive rush. In passing situations, particularly their ability to blitz and to have an effect on this team. The LA Express, not once have I seen them able to pick up that blitz and get significant yards out of it.
Loberg looks like he's hurt. See him dragging a knee like that. That's bad news. So Big Greg is being helped off the field. Mike Ruther's frantically trying to get his shoe on. And let's check in for a moment with Mike Adamle.
Keith, Mike Ruther sprained the ligament that extends between the tibia and fibula. They gave him a great tape job. He put his shoe back on. He's walking in a little bit of pain. He's just going to have to gut it out and play for the club here. but nothing's broken, and he should be able to do all right.
But as Loberg comes off, that looks bad. Who's going to snap the ball? Wayne Jones is going to snap it. The starting guard moves over to center. Well, it's a tough place to have a guard snapping the ball. They give it to Mel Gray, and Gray hits out across the 10 to about the 11. So they'll be looking at third down and close to 3. New Orleans now in the fourth quarter, leading the Michigan Panthers by a score of 7-3. Well. I don't think New Orleans is throwing the ball all that much today either. Third and 3. Steve Young's pass, swung out to Hersey, gets a first down, crosses the 25, hit the chalk, however, at the 21, out of bounds.
Most importantly, it's a first down. It gets him out of a hole.
And it's 7 straight completions for Steve Young.
I'm very surprised, Keith. I thought for sure that Philadelphia would blitz, because every time they've sat back against the LA Express, Steve Young has been able to move his football teams. Passing situation, they didn't blitz. I think he anticipated it. That's why he had the short route called. Hershey able to make the catch, turn his body upfield, and pick up the first down.
From the 26 is where they mark it. Out to Townsell, and JoJo is thrown out of bounds up near the 40, and that will be another Los Angeles first down. Their coaching staff and the players on the sideline were yelling for a flag, but didn't get it. Garcia Lane was in a bit of a melee over there with Townsell.
Well, Cooper and Lane over there making the play. You see Lane will take the pass to go to bounds now. Watch when he steps out, and watch when Cooper comes over and hits him.
Cooper got there late, didn't he?
Yes.
They marked him just across the 40, where it's another first down for Los Angeles. Oh, boy. Express gaining some momentum here in this third quarter. You've got 29 seconds to play, and they lead 14-9. Young whips it downfield. Oh, they've got a mistake. Throws it right into the hands of Garcia Lane, and he is on his way down to the 2-yard line. How quickly it can turn. Young was trying to throw a quick one to JoJo Townsell. He never did look to me like he even looked at it.
Well, he didn't look. He threw it to a point, almost looked like he may have run the wrong route, and he just threw it right into the hands of Garcia Lane. Townsell was going by Lane. Had he thrown that ball deep, Townsell may have been able to make the catch. Lane took off down the sideline, picked up some blocks. Steve Young was able to run across, get in front of Sam Mills and in front of Garcia Lane, and got some help. 46 yards on the return for Garcia Lane.
It's first and goal Philadelphia on the Los Angeles 2. But it looked like the Express were just picking up a head of steam and starting to hike it downfield. It blows up in their face. Time remaining in the third quarter.
Well, there have only been 2 turnovers in the entire ball game, 1 each. One by L.A., the interception by Troy West, 26-yard return that set up the touchdown by Mel Gray. That's right, Mel Gray scored the touchdown after the Troy West interception.
Wayne Jones, who had gone in at the reserve center spot, he's down on the sideline. So they're worn out all their centers. Ruther's going to have to play hurt. Loberg was hurt, came off dragging a knee. And now Jones, who had moved over from guard to center, he's hurt on the sideline.
And it's that kind of information that a Raul Linney head coach, Don Halo, pacing up and down the field. He just cannot believe what's happening to his football team. Everything seemed to be going in his favor from the second quarter on. Steve Young moving the football. 1 injury to his center. His backup been hurt. Now Jones hurt. Ball picked off. The only turnover by the LA Express today. Down to the 2-yard line, and now their offense breaks hello, trying to put points on.
First and goal from the 2.
David Riley scoring from 2 yards out behind the right side of his offensive line. Irv Eatman, Chuck Comiskey, center Bart Oates, and a little help from Kelvin Bryant, number 44, and he's in.
Time has expired in the 3rd quarter. They're going to kick the extra point at that end of the field. And they're going for 2. They're going for 2. They've got 3 seconds to get it off. Yacina gets it away. All alone in the end zone. Folsom, and he missed him. And you got a fight breaking out on the field. But Steve Folsom was all by himself in the end zone, and Chuck missed it. And you got a brawl now going on down around the goal line. Finally, they get him separated. That's where the officials need a hard hat.
Well, sometimes it's a little hard to break up those gang fights. Kelvin Bryant in the middle of it. Irv Eaton was over there earlier. There's a flag thrown.
Look how wide open Folsom is here.
He's wide open. He just was going the other way, tried to reverse his field. The ball's thrown too high. Folsom didn't have a chance, a real good chance to hang on to that one.
Personal foul, number 56, Los Angeles. Personal foul, number 44, Philadelphia. Penalties canceled. Quarter is over.
And the extra point try is missed, and it's 15-14 Philadelphia. We'll continue after this message and a word from our local station. To the final quarter we go, a 1-point ball game. Philadelphia missing both extra points. Tony Bodie, 24. Kevin Mack, 27. Deep people for Dave Trout's kickoff. In the end zone, it's Mack. Penalty flags have been thrown. And he's up across the 10 to the 11. Took his eye off the ball. Mark McCants runs him down. And let's see about the penalty.
When that ball dropped, Keith, he was still in the end zone. He could have just grabbed it, kneeled down, and had the ball on the 20-yard line, depending on who this penalty is against.
Somebody threw an arm. Somebody clotheslined somebody, according to the motion of the official, makes it a personal foul. And it's against Los Angeles. So when it looked like they were rolling and had things going their way, boom, bang, and now they're behind by a point, and the penalty will go half the distance back to about the 6.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the return, number 55 on the kick return team. First down.
Here's what it looks like.
Right there, the clothesline, right up to the net.
Jeff Rodenberger.
Yep.
Jeff's a pretty rough customer. He's big enough.
He kept going.
He'd fight a sawmill if we give him a chance. Young will throw out of the end zone. Passes away. Deep pattern downfield. Scott drops the ball. Sutton is covering him. Scott had it right on the numbers. A perfectly thrown ball, and Fred can't come down with it.
There's only one thing that could happen that would be worse for a receiver than what you see here. And that's to have been in the end zone and to have dropped it. And he may have been able to run into the end zone from where he dropped that ball. Whoa, that was when you needed the big play.
Sutton didn't touch the ball.
He did not touch the ball. Fred Scott had every opportunity to catch it. He was right there, and it just went through his hand, his arm, down his chest, to the ground.
Well, they tried to draw play, and Mel Gray comes scooting out of there and gets it up to about, the 17, and that's going to be a first down for Los Angeles. So get off the hook anyway. Let's check in for a moment with Mike Adamle.
Keith, they say that lightning never strikes twice in the same place. In the case of the LA Express, the center position is struck 3 times. Mike Ruther is now playing, but he is playing in extreme pain. The backup center, Greg Loberg, he went to the locker room. He is having his left ankle x-rays for a possible break, plus Wayne Jones, the man who came in for Ruther when he was hurt, the left guard. He's got a pair of banged-up ribs, so it looks bad at that position. It'll be a point to look at.
And while you're talking, Fred Scott has the ball in his hands again, and again doesn't hold it, as this time Jonathan Sutton hit him and knocked it loose. So 2 big plays where Scott could have picked up a ton of yards, and twice the ball got away from him.
Oh, Mike Adamle said lightning usually doesn't strike twice in the same place. Oh, here it did for Fred Scott. Same play, same situation. It's in his hands, and he drops the ball. Sutton hits him. He's trying to pull his arms apart and is able to separate him from the ball. So when LA now has 2 opportunities to have gone a great distance down the field, they come away empty.
2nd down and 10. The ball is on the 17. This is Mel Gray, and Gray is out to the 19, and that'll do it. That gives him 2 yards. He's carried the ball 19 times, and he has broken into the history book insofar as the opposition against Philadelphia. He has now picked up 108 yards, and he's the first man ever to do it against the Philly defense.
Well, it won't mean very much to him if his team loses.
Nope. 13 and a half minutes to play in the football game. 15-14, Philadelphia leads by a point. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 8. Young's pass is away and incomplete, intended for Townsell. And a penalty flag is down, and Philadelphia's Garcia Lane is going to get dinged for interference.
2 flags thrown in the secondary. Garcia Lane called for pass interference earlier in the ball game. Number 89, Darren Long, was the intended receiver. It is against the Philadelphia Stars.
And it's a first down, Los Angeles, out around the 38. Here's the play.
Excuse me, that was JoJo Townsell, number 26, who was the intended receiver. So he comes across. We'll see if he's waiting for the pass.
Yep. Pass interference. Defense. First down.
Garcia Lane does make contact first.
Put it on the 34 instead of the 38. That's where they mark it down.
Well, let's see if he goes to Freddie Scott one more time. He does.
Yep. And he still hasn't caught it.
You think Jonathan Sutton can figure it out by now?
Jonathan gets more involved in this one.
Well, this time, Freddie Scott doesn't get a clear shot at catching the ball. He's not in bad position here.
If he turned around, he might have caught it.
Well, he had a chance there. He would have had a better chance if he could get turned around, but he was looking back over his shoulders. Jonathan Sutton figured it out enough, so he didn't get beat that time.
2nd down and 10.
Should go to Mel Gray.
George Cooper had it thrown right in his hands. Pass intended for Townsell, and Cooper, the outside linebacker, George had it right on his hands and couldn't hold it.
Now, we're sitting up here in this booth, Keith, and right next to us, to our right, we watched that play over again, and George Cooper having a chance. Sid Gilman, who's a special offensive assistant coach to John Hadel, is up here, and I'll bet you he was calling those plays down.
Look at this. New Orleans beating Michigan 10-3 in the 4th quarter. Mazzetti's 24-yard field goal. Boy, I tell you, that's a big win for New Orleans if the Breakers can hang on. Out of the shotgun on 3rd and 10. Pressure on Young. Got to get rid of it. Does. Throws it in the crowd, and it's incomplete. Hersey was there. Hersey yelling for a call on Sam Mills. Doesn't get it. And again, so it's 4th down.
Again, it was Mike Lush, number 27, who was putting the pressure on Steve Young, and he again came right through the middle of the offensive line of the LA Express. As if there weren't enough problems, they couldn't stop that blitz coming up the middle. Now they've got a center who is hurt and not as mobile playing that spot.
They need a big punt out of Partridge right here.
Let's see if he rises to the occasion.
He hasn't given them one yet today. Yes, he does. Goody runs lane back to his 15, 14, 13, ducks away and comes back to the 20, and for a moment I thought he was going to come flying out of there. There's a penalty flag. 52-yard punt by Partridge that time. Steve Young had thrown 8 straight completions. But, and the penalties against Los Angeles. Can you believe it? Now he's thrown 6 straight incompletes, but not all of them his fault.
That's true.
They had an ineligible downfield, Los Angeles did, so the penalties against them, and I would think Philadelphia would want them to do it again.
Jeff Partridge, again, has not been that consistent in his punts in this ball game. They haven't been very far, 26, 36, and 26 yards. That one was his best punt, 52 yards, and the odds are he won't come close to that one this time.
Well, Mama.
Illegal player of the kicking team, downfield, before the kick, number 56.
Think a long time before you let your son grow up to be a football coach.
Sounds like a little license for the Willie Nelson song.
Boy. Tears you up to see things like this.
It does.
Lush gives him a big rush. Didn't make contact. Still a pretty good kick as Garcia Lane comes back upfield with it about 8 yards. And Philadelphia, we've got another flag thrown. That was a 40-yard punt, and they give him an 11-yard return. And a Los Angeles man is shaken, and they pick up the flag and put it back in the pocket. An L.A. man is hurt downfield. You've got a timeout with 12:39 to play in the ball game. Arizona Wranglers getting out to a 3-0 lead over the Oakland Invaders in the first quarter. The hurt player for Los Angeles is John Truitt out of Oklahoma, a linebacker being helped off the field, leg, either ankle or knee. Noting that Arizona lead over Oakland. Oakland, of course, have won 2 in a row. Arizona coming into this weekend's play tied with Los Angeles at 5 and 6. Houston won last night big. And you've got to keep remembering that the 2 best records, other than the division winners, will come into the playoffs as wild cards. And Los Angeles right now has got its eye on that. So does Arizona. And those 2 teams will have, they play twice more, including the end of the season. So it's a big day for both LA and Arizona. It's first down Philadelphia from the 41. And this is Kelvin Bryant up to about the 47. In the way of mistakes today in the ball game, Los Angeles has had 8 penalties, 4 sacks, 1 interception, and missed 2 field goals. Philadelphia, 9 penalties, 3 sacks, and been intercepted 1 time. That's enough mistakes to last a month.
Both interceptions have led to touchdowns for the team that did the picking off.
Bryant again. Bingo for the L.A. defense at the 45. Short of the line of scrimmage, lost a couple of yards. Fletcher Jenkins and Wyman Henderson.
He had Kelvin Bryant downfield knocking people around, but he just couldn't get down there. Kelvin Bryant has had tough going all day today. Harvin trying to get a block from the outside. Folsom trying to block for him, but their men are there to make the plays. He's had 13 carries now for only 21 yards.
Well, they lose a yard on that play. Bryant is out. Harvin is in. It's 3rd down and 5. You've seen his pass. Just enough for the first down to Willie Collier. Willie spins away and goes to the Los Angeles 45. Philadelphia leading in the football game, 15-14, with 11:05 to play in the game.
Well, we haven't seen a lot of Willie Collier today. He made 1 big catch, corner route that set up a score. We see him again on a clutch 3rd down play. Makes a good spin move, coming across the middle, nursing a slightly pulled stomach muscle.
44-yard line of Los Angeles is where they put it down. First down for Philadelphia. This is Harvin looking for someplace to go.
Someplace to hide.
And it's straight down. Danny Rich, the first man to get there, he loses a yard.
Ooh, there was no place for Harvin to even think about running. He got his small but very well built frame to the outside. Was looking for any kind of space to open up. and he had none, so he just tucked it in behind that line so he wouldn't lose any more than the 1 yard.
You know who may turn out to play a whale of a role in this ball game is Dave Trout. Riley and Bryant in the backfield. This is Bryant, big hole, and a first down at the Los Angeles 31.
Aaron Mitchell, number 34, in on the tackle with number 33, Dwight Drain. Kelvin Bryant this time, a low counter play. Riley's blocking to the right. He stepped to the right, then cut right back to the left side after having the entire defense just shift enough towards their strong side of that team, the right side.
And it's the first down of the day running for Philadelphia. Giacina back on first down, going deep. Collier is there, overthrown.
Overthrown, but a great move. He put on Tyrone Justin, number 20. He had him turned completely around. It looked like a little hook and go move. Just stutter step. Then he went by him. He has a stomach muscle. When you have a pulled stomach muscle, it's very hard to get your knees up because that's when your stomach muscle is being tested. That's John Truitt. He has a knee injury. There's a big ace bandage wrapped around that knee. He will not come back in the ball game.
Looking at it, it may be some time before John's back. Second down and 10. Giacina dumps it off. David Riley on a screen. And he's got 8 or 9 yards.
He was going down in the screen. I couldn't see who hit him, but I could hear it up here in the booth. Number 33, Dwight Drain, the man that came in and laid the lick on him just as he was going down. We'll watch it. Good execution of the screen. They let the defensive line come through. Riley gets to the outside, picks it off. He should hold it with 2 hands. He's going down, and right there, Dwayne just got a shoulder right under that helmet.
They had Troy West, number 47, up along the line of scrimmage. He was trying to blitz, but he couldn't find an opening. They just absolutely picked him off and slammed the door on him. Giacina now, 12 out of 20, 162 yards, intercept. Young, 12 out of 20, 134 yards in intercept. This is Kelvin Bryant for the first down. Inside the 20 to the 18. Henderson brought him down. Kelvin's been kind of fierce ever since he got in that fist fight a while ago, hasn't he?
Yeah, they got him around a little bit. This time he runs right between Chuck Comiskey, 69, and Irv Eatman and Steve Folsom all up there on the line. Watch him just make this little move to the outside right there. Instead of being able to get 2 legs, Wyman Henderson can only get 1. He has to wait for the cavalry to bring Kelvin Bryant down. Number 34, Aaron Mitchell.
First down, Stars, Express 18. Philadelphia pounding down the field. 7:50 to play in a ball game. This is Alan Harvin, dropped at the 19 for a loss.
Howard Carson, linebacker, middle linebacker, the man who had the play, stepped into the hole. So far, an impressive and a very timely drive on the part of the Philadelphia Stars.
It looks like they just cinched up the chin strap.
Yeah, we did. Irv Eatman. Oh, you talked to Irv on the sideline during the ball game, and the man has such confidence. He sat there and told us, well, we're making some mistakes. We won't worry about it. We'll put it together when we have to. Right now, they're doing just that.
Giacina calls timeout.
Giacina does not want to waste this opportunity. With 7:13 to go in the ball game, he'd like a bigger lead. We'll see if he gets it.
Both teams now with 2 timeouts remaining. 7:13 to play in the ball game. Philadelphia 15, Los Angeles 14. Second down, 11 Philadelphia at the Los Angeles 19-yard line. Giacina to throw. And they drag him down about the line of scrimmage. He was trying to squirt out of there. He was looking for Folsom, it appeared, but George Achika got a hold of him and then got some help from Charles Ussery and Danny Wynn.
Looking for Folsom, number 34, Aaron Mitchell was the man who was covering on that play. You see again the pressure. Eddie Weaver coming in from the outside, forcing him up the middle. Georgia Chica coming over, number 75. Number 7 now, Charles Ussery coming over, making the stop. Number 75, Georgia Chica, now comes out of the ball game.
Comes in a hurry and gets him at the 19. And here, I think, comes Mr. Dave Trout.
Ever since Kelvin Bryant faked Troy West out of his socks early in the ball game, Troy West has come on and played very, very well. He was the man that picked that pass off and returned it 26 yards to set up the LA Express touchdown. But now the man of the hour, number 1, David Trout.
With 5:55 and the clock running to play in the ball game, a successful field goal from 36 yards will make it 18-14. A 4-point lead's pretty big the way these two defensive teams have slugged it out today. He's got it. For Dave Trout, who kicked 5 field goals last week, hits a big one here. 18-14 Stars with 5:37 to play. Mack at the 3. Bodie, 24, Bodie. And he does not get his season average on the kickoff return as he comes out to the 18.
Well, he got turned around by Herbert Harrison there on that return. He was off balance and just fell about 4 yards to the 18-yard line.
Well, it's put up time for the Express, isn't it?
Yes, it is. 5:22 and counting.
Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Wayne Gunn, one of the wide people. From the 18, Young to throw. Pressure on, steps away. Starts to run, caught from behind at the 10. John Bunning blitz, missed him, stayed in the hunt, and got him. The 5th sack of Young.
Dave Young, after John Bunting missed, stepped up into the pocket. Number 91, Buddy Moore, was right in his line. He couldn't go anywhere. You see, Moore, number 91, right there. Number 72, Jeff Hart's doing the blocking on him. He keeps him away. Then Bunting comes back and makes the tackle.
Give the Philadelphia secondary credit. They shut off the receivers. Here goes Mel Gray on a draw play, and Gray runs up across the 20 to the 24, where they'll be looking at 3rd down and 4.
Well, that's what they were doing the last time they had possession of the ball. They try one to Scott. He would have some difficulties. They come back to Mel Gray. He'd pick up some big yards. Once it was a 1st down. 2nd time he set up another 1st down. This time, after being sacked, he takes the ball, gets a big gain. Now it's 3rd down and 5.
They stop it.
They have a blitz coming from a long way away via number 27, Mike Lush, the safety. Someone on offense may have moved.
False start, number 56, offense.
Gary Zimmerman, the left tackle.
So instead of 3rd and 4, now it's 3rd and 9. It's a difference.
Big difference. Except for one thing. I think without a doubt it's going to be a blitz. Just a matter of who.
Pass is completed out to Mel Gray, and Gray is caught and brought down around the 27 by Sam Mills. And he is short of his 1st down by a couple of yards.
And Mel Gray's limping after that tackle. It was short.
What do you got in time now? You got 3:51, 3:50, clock running. You got 2 timeouts. You trail by 4. I guess the kick is the smart thing here.
Yeah, well, you trail by 4. I wouldn't kick the football. I'd go for it. But then again, I'll never be a coach. And when you all want to be a coach, you have to worry about those little decisions.
Good spin on the ball. Runs Lane back to the 22. Retreats to the 21. Turns upfield and caught by Henderson coming down. Wyman Henderson brings him down on the 26. It was a 50-yard punt by Partridge. So he's hit two big ones when they had to have it. 3:19 to play. Kelvin Bryant. Big hole for him. And Kelvin runs it out to about the 34 for 8 yards.
You know, Irv Eatman came out and he said that the LA Express were overplaying some of their favorite plays, stacking it up against it, and they just had some problems blocking it. Now it seems like they're just going away from what their tendencies are, giving them the look of what might be their normal play, going to the right side, then countering, coming back to the left side.
Been running a left-handed.
Yeah, catching the LA Express defense overshift it and making some big yards.
Chica has to come out, limping a little. Forte goes in, number 71, rookie. Here's Bryant trying to go the other way. And number 53, Danny Rich, hit him first. Didn't get him down, but he slowed him down and stopped him short.
And they call a timeout, trying to save some of that time.
Bryant goes off the field, sort of holding his leg a little bit. It'll be 3rd and 4 now as Bryant lost about 1.5 yards. See Rich, number 53, pop in there. He slows him down and then got some help from his pals.
And Bryant's not happy. He's sitting over on the bench. Took his helmet off. Excuse me. And is really unhappy. I don't know if he's unhappy about his performance or if he's unhappy about the hit he just took. Heck, she could have been the healthiest woman in the world, and I think she was tough if she could run 26 miles.
She holds the world record.
Yeah, forget the 300-plus change that they tack on the end of it in yards.
Mel Gray has set a new Los Angeles rushing record in the ball game today. He's run 20 times for 122 yards and a touchdown. So the rookie out of Purdue, the Boilermaker, at 175 pounds, has played bigger than that today. It's Philadelphia's ball, 3rd down and 4 at their own 32-yard line. You saw that time is 2:13 remaining.
That stat earlier, Chuck Fusina just over 50% in his 3rd down efficiency rate.
This is where I'd lay my ears back on defense, wouldn't you? They do. He gets it away quickly, and Willie Collier is screaming that Dwight Drain pushed him down, but no flag.
He's screaming. He was on his knees. Fusina, number 14, came up, and Fusina will always fight for his receiver. All right, there's the one bump. Bump.
That's not a chuck, is it?
Well, I think he was in the 5-yard zone, but the ball was in the air, so it would be pass interference.
Landetta, sky high to Gunn at the 20. Gunn comes back to the 27. A 48-yard punt by Sean Landetta.
And there are 2 flags down on the field at the 39-yard line and at the 38-yard line. And the way Herbert Harris has his arms wide open, looks like it's against Philadelphia.
Earl Sorgan, the referee.
12 players participating for the defense. Penalty refused. Holding. Number 26 defense. First down.
Oh, boy.
Can you believe it? The Los Angeles Express trying very hard to self-destruct in the late going of the ball game.
JoJo Townsell, number 26, is a man called for holding.
So you've got the timeout at 1:59 to play in the football game. It's Philadelphia 18, Los Angeles 14. We'll have that game for you in some areas of the country. But right now, the Los Angeles Express are hit with another flag, and Philadelphia gets the first down. at their 37-yard line. 1:59 to play. L.A. with one timeout remaining, and they're going to have to probably spend it to stop the clock. Give the ball to Kelvin Bryant, and Bryant is caught. He'll get 2 yards on the carry. Danny Rich blocked his leg.
L.A. calls another timeout, and I believe that's their last timeout in the ballgame.
Yeah, that's long. We got 0.
Right there, the stat says 1, but
that's wrong.
It's wrong. There are no timeouts left.
We'll put it on Dave Burnson. He says there are none left. The ball is sitting on the 39-yard line of Philadelphia. Second down and 8 for the Stars, leading by 4 points with 1:52 to play. Brought down short of the first down by Wyman Henderson. He didn't get all of it, but he got enough. So it'll be third down and close to 3 yards.
Well, it's obvious if L.A. is going to have a chance to get a touchdown, which they need to go ahead in this ball game, they're going to have to get a fumble or turnover at some point in the next play or two.
We welcome those who have been watching Michigan-New Orleans. Here in Philadelphia, the Stars lead the Express of Los Angeles 18-14. 1:10 to play in the ball game. Kelvin Bryant trying to get a first down, and the last surge got it for him. So Bryant, stretching out in the grasp of Howard Carson, gets the big first down. Now 1:05 to play in this football game. And we have had a big fist fight all day here in Philadelphia. The two defensive units of these two teams have really battled each other. There have been a zillion mistakes. There have been penalty flags flying all over the field all day. Los Angeles at one time had a chance to seemingly put the ball game away. And then, boom, Steve Young throws an interception. Garcia Lane picked it off, and Philadelphia scored. Dave Trout's field goal from 36 yards made it a 4-point lead. And now, with no timeouts remaining, Chuck Fusina just takes the snap and sits down. So it would appear that Philadelphia has run its record to 11-1 in 12 weeks. Los Angeles will drop to 5-7. Arizona was out to an early lead over Oakland in a game being played in the Pacific Division. And the circumstances are getting tighter and tighter insofar as wild card assignments are concerned for the upcoming playoffs at the end of the season. That's the last snap of this football game. And Jim Mora, scared to death of this Los Angeles team, fearing his club might let down a little bit. I think perhaps they did let down some, but when they had to do it, they did do it. And they beat the Los Angeles Express by a score of 18-14 in Philadelphia before a Mother's Day crowd of 22,391.